Hey guys, this is Neon City Gaming. Thanks for joining us once again, and I'd just like to say thanks to some of the new subscribers we have. We're climbing up there.
33.
We're currently sitting at 33 subscribers, the dirty 30. We thank you so much. We really enjoy doing this. That's kind of a morale boost, right, Dark Frost?
Hell yeah, it was.
I mean, am I a little salty that it was just a solo vid that Dark Frost put out that got more views than most any video on our channel whatsoever, and it was only Dark Frost, and it got us the most subscribers and the most views? No, I'm not salty at all. I'm just glad to be here.
I'm just glad to participate. Yeah.
I'm just glad to still be relevant. This episode is going to be a Hills to Die on, and I'm taking us to a place that I think actually a lot of people won't agree with me.
Wait, what's the intro? I forget how it goes. Hills to die on. No. Do we have like a...
That is not it, but if I can get that captured, I'm going to shut up and I'll let you just finish that so we can use that as the theme. It's just going to be Dark Frost, like 1980s. Hills to die on. So, no joke, this really stems from... I'm not a very assertive person. Like, I have opinions, and I really think that everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's why it's really hard for me to come up with like hard stances for these Hills to Die on episodes. But I think I have one, and it stems from, I was on Reddit the other day. So I was in the Space Marine 2, the video game Space Marine 2. Been playing a lot of that. I was in that subreddit, and there was for a time a way people were playing the game in the PvE, the co-op, that was just driving me and a lot of other people insane. And what they would do is you'd load into a game, the mission would start, and then the people would just start dodge rolling forward. They'd fire no shots, they'd shoot at no enemies, they would just dodge roll forward, and they're basically just Sonic the Hedgehog.
I was going to say Legend of Zelda
through these levels. Or Legend of Zelda, yeah, they're just Hyrule Field.
Yeah.
Ass over tits, going all the way through this level, not playing the game, just to get through the level to get the XP. And, like, yes, that is the fastest way to get through the game, but if your point is to not play the game, to get through the game so that you can win at the game, what are you doing? Like, I get that there are a specific subset of gamers who the enjoyment for them is not the journey, it's the end point, right? Like, they want to devour the content to get to the end of the content so they can say that they've done the content.
Right. They could be the person who types first out on the comments or whatever, you know.
And it's something I was saying, why would you purchase this game? Spend all this money on this game to then not play the game, because the only thing you get for leveling up is perks and weapons, which changes the part of the game that you're purposefully avoiding, and it just doesn't click up here. My Hill to Die on is that is no way to play a game. Now, I understand if you get enjoyment out of it, but it reminds me of the same type of people that I didn't understand back when I played World of Warcraft. When a new expansion would come out, these people would like take off work and they would use all their free time right when the game came out to experience as much of it as they can. Now that makes sense. I get that. Right? 100% you get excited for a new game coming out.
Right.
You want to experience it. You don't want to have to like chunk it out. You want that full frontal exposure.
I mean, we still have people that we know that still take holiday to play through specific games. So yeah.
I do. I did it for Space Marine 2. I did it, last time I did it before that was when Halo Infinite came out. I took time off. And I get that. And if you want to experience it, that full frontal exposure, like I said, that's going to get taken out of context. But then they burn through the content, right? They burn through everything that's there, and then they go, now what? Now, if you do that, and you get enjoyment from that, I think that's fine, okay? If that's how you want to do it, that's not my bag, but I mean, you enjoy it the way you want to. You paid for the game, you enjoy it the way you want to. But then they'll go on forums, or they'll write articles, or they'll go on Reddit, and they'll go, there's just no content in this game.
Right?
And they're like, when's the new content coming out? When's the next patch coming out? It happened with Helldivers. It's already happening with Space Marine, and that game has been out literally like a month.
It's half the reason why I don't like playing online games is because of the online meta of the min-maxers who just want to grind to the end and then be like, look, I'm maxed out level. Hell yeah, I beat all that. I spent 10 billion hours on the game. This game sucks.
Oh god, there's only 14,000 consecutive hours of gameplay. What is this, a baby game?
Right.
No, but they're constantly, man, it happened with Diablo 4. Diablo 4 hadn't been out that long, and people were like blown through end dungeons. They're on the highest difficulty. They're farming out gear of some level I've not even heard of yet. And I'm just taking the training wheels off my first character, and I'm like, what are these people doing? They've got like an IV and then a catheter, and they're just like gaming constantly. And like, yes, I'd play a lot of video games if I had nothing but free time. Believe me. Like, am I overreacting? Give me some perspective here, Dark Frost.
I mean, I don't think you're overreacting. I agree for the most part. I mean, to me, the fun of most games is the journey of the game. I hate, maybe that's why I don't subscribe to MMO anymore, because my thing is not grind fest to the end and then just enjoy the end. Like, the end is the end all be all. Like, it's some like pristine purgatory. The rest is just, it's just going to be filler grind stuff. Don't worry putting details into it. Just let me just click the number until I go to max level, and then I can play the real game. And that's where all the fun stuff is. And I'm like, but why?
So specifically for some MMOs, especially in WoW, sometimes the things people want to do is raid. And like, that's the fun part of the game for them. They want to get on, they want to get with their friends, and they want to raid. And you do have to go through a bunch of the stuff to get to that point. They've made it better with modern WoW, retail, you have dungeons and things of that nature all the way throughout. But for me, the best part of those games was just the small storylines, just the small quests, the getting to where you're going. And then when I got to in-game, I never raided. I did Nax back in Northrend during Frozen Throne? What was it? Wrath of the Lich King.
Oh, yeah.
My cord is stuck. I am caught in my chair.
I'm just waiting for you to flip backwards.
How? How is this like this?
Don't worry, we're adults.
What in the hell?
This is why I choose wireless. I can't get caught up in my wires that way. Have those not been plugged in this entire time?
One moment. In like Diablo, you can do dungeons at any level. The difficulty just increases, the rarity drops.
Well, aren't there also in Diablo, like, there's like MMOs of old, or like Warcraft used to be, where there's like, this dungeon's good for like level 20s, this dungeon's good for level 30s, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, they have something like that, but these people just want to just consume the content as quickly as possible, and they expect these dev teams to just constantly churn out new stuff, and you can't make quality when you're expecting that much quantity.
I mean, there's other games out there. Play other games in the meantime. Like, you don't have to just play one game.
So that's something really good to bring up. You don't have to hyper focus on one game at a time, but I feel like that's what the like zeitgeist is right now, because, and I mean, we're part of it when we try to be. When you go on YouTube and you look at gaming YouTube, it's all like one or two games at a time that like everyone is doing.
Yeah.
And then those, they cut off, they move on to the next content generation. Well,
your giant mosquito sucking it dry until it shrivels up, and it's like, yeah, the next news cycle.
Because it was so formulaic. Sometimes that happens with like Helldivers. That's exactly what happened with Helldivers. Everyone was all over that game for months, and then it became cool to hate on it, and then it became cool to be like part of the resurrection team. Like, oh man, it came back. Helldivers is back. And I'm wondering how much of the gaming community is actually part of that or affected by that, because it's not just me, it's a lot of the other people and friends that we have in real life who can at least sense that or susceptible to it. Game developers know this, which is why there are promo codes, things of that nature. They're all fighting for that free airtime, right? But if a game is good and it's got a good gameplay loop, you should play the game to play the game, right? Like, isn't that why we started playing video games back in the day, was to enjoy the experience, not just get to an end card or move on to the next thing?
I mean, to be honest with you, even probably to this day, I still don't beat that many games. The end of a game is not, unless it's like a direct linear story beat where it's like, I want to see where this story ends.
Like it's a narrative heavy story.
Yeah, and then it's one that keeps me hooked long enough to get to the end. But like most games, I don't care. I want to play and enjoy the game mechanically. The gameplay has to hook me first, because if the game loop's fun and I could just pick it up and be like, oh, I want to enjoy this world for a bit. Like, I just want to be here and experience it because it's just fun. Like, I guess a good example is I recently picked up Sifu, right? Super hard.
Yeah, it just went on Game Pass, didn't it?
Yeah, it just went on Game Pass. It's a super hard roguelike made by the guys who did Absolver. Yeah, like the story is very mild, and the gameplay feels like that. Like the gameplay is fun. It's hard as heck too, because like the game mechanic, you know, the more you die, the older you get, and if you get to past 70, you die. Like that's your last death. You have to start over. I'm enjoying playing. It's only got 5 levels apparently, or 5 stages. The point is, it's a fun little game with fun mechanically that I don't mind picking up for a couple hours just because I want to play for a little bit and feel like a kung fu hero or whatever, and see if I can make some progress on it. But like at the same time, I don't have to beat it. Like me beating it is not the end goal. The end goal is enjoying the.
You were having fun playing the video game.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I would like to beat it at one point if I don't get completely distracted or pull off of it, you know.
It's just, yeah, I just don't. I'm like, I get it if they're playing a narrative game. Like they've even got a lot of games now have that setting, right? The storyteller setting or story setting difficulty, where it's just you get to the story beats, right?
Yeah, just enjoy what we made. We want you to see the whole thing we made.
Yeah, and I think that's cool. And then I do have to make clear, this has nothing to do with speedrunners or the speedrunning community. And for them, I think that they are enjoying the game, but they've turned it into their own game. Like that's like next level creative shit, right?
Yeah, that's them intentionally trying to see how I could break this game, because I want to because their end goal is to speed past it. Like, how fast can I beat this before anyone else, kind of thing. And that's a different echelon. That's a different mindset than just I need to be catered to. All the content needs to be shoveled out. I don't care if you're just pressing a content button or if you're hand making it. I just need more.
But I love playing Diablo 4 because I like the core gameplay loop of Diablo 4, which is use your skills in interesting ways, go into the environment, because I played Diablo 4 just like I played Diablo 2 back in the day. Go into some dungeons with Diablo 2 I played an assassin most of the time.
Team Source or Necro over here.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I remember playing with you, Mr. Necro Party. But no, so I played Diablo 4 that way, and it's like, yes, I've gotten to the end game, I've gone through keystones, things of that nature, and I enjoy those, but like I don't want to rush to get to that. And if that's where all the fun in the game was, and you had to grind to get to it, then it wouldn't be a game I wanted to play. Same thing happened with Destiny. I played a lot of Destiny, played a lot of Destiny 2, and there was a lot of complaint about content droughts in Destiny 2 for a while, and new expansions would come out, and I'd play them as they came out, new patches, and it just always seemed like there was someone on the forums like the next day complaining about how I've already beaten everything. This is a horrible expansion. I've already gotten all the drops I want, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like just leaving the starting zone or things of that nature, just getting like decent drops.
The DLC just finished downloading.
The DLC just finished downloading on my internet connection. People were like, oh, this content, I've only been able to play 78 hours straight.
Right.
I just don't get that, man. I played Destiny because I liked the gameplay loop. During our iconic weapons, we did an iconic weapons video. Check that out, please. And I talked about a gun from Destiny 2 or Destiny 1.
I think you talked about both of them.
Kept me playing. The last word, the gun. That one weapon kept me playing the game longer than the content did because the gameplay was fun. I enjoyed just shooting and moving. And yeah, there was that random chance you might get a cool legendary drop, one I don't have. It was the same kind of thing I got out of the ARPGs like Diablo. Right? The gameplay was fun. It wasn't just because I wanted to win some varsity jacket by making it to the end of the game as fast as possible. But no, it really blows my mind in Space Marine because the gameplay is super fun. The gunplay is responsive and explosive. So many different weapons to use. The melee combat is really fun to do, especially now that they've changed how counters work on some of the minor enemies. Anyways, but you load in, you're ready to, smash some Tyranids or blow up some Rubricate for the Emperor, and your teammates just start forward rolling like crazy. And you're like, oh, I guess we're doing this. And unless you join them, there's no way you're getting to the end of the game, or the end of the mission. You're going to go down because you're going to get swarmed by the 500 Tyranids they left behind. Then you're just going to spend the game staring at a screen, or a respawn screen. But that's just avoiding playing the game. Right? And I don't understand it because your reward for beating those missions and leveling up to get stronger weapons is so you can use those stronger weapons and stronger characters to play the game. But if you don't like the game, what are you doing?
Well, it's like the old adage of loot boxes and stuff that are pay to win, kind of thing. It's like, let me just pay $20 to get max level, and then now I can just play max level. Which
it's very, very rare that anything that comes in for a payment, like pay to win, like you said, or loot box or whatever, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. Unless you want a specific cosmetic and the game lets you purchase that specific cosmetic.
They're also time savers in a sense too, that they kind of sell them as, or it's like, hey,
all right, Ubisoft, whoa,
it's
calm down.
Do you need 20 coins for that one thing? I mean, if they didn't make games where you had to have all these 15 different currencies and all that crap in the first place, which that's another argument for
that's
another
a different
day.
Episode. That is a different discussion. That is game design, because time savers don't make sense. If you have to purchase time savers in a game, the game is designed in a way that to make you want to purchase those. And this isn't that video. This is specifically from the gamer's perspective of people just wanting to blow through something to get to the end of it, and then go online and complain that there's not enough content.
Yeah, well, I've never been that person, so it's hard to view it from their perspective.
Now, this also specifically isn't calling out people who have played the game, enjoyed the gameplay loop, but it's just starting to get kind of repetitive for them, and they wish they had some more content. That makes sense. But then also those people who enjoy games in that way will traditionally find another game that they enjoy playing and play that until new content comes out, because you don't always have to consume everything about this one game all at once, regardless of what YouTube says.
Right. But no, I mean,
what
was the original point we were talking about?
Oh, you know us. We're just going on a nice little jaunt through.
Right. A nice little rabbit fox hunt. I've always had ADHD and gamers ADHD, where it's I can easily hop from game to game. Less so back in the day because we were kids, and you rent one game for a week, so you have 7 days to play a game before you go to another game, which that in itself might be part of the.
Oh my gosh! Wait, hold on! I think you just stepped on something there. Yeah, well, let's talk about that idea. Am I complaining about something that is inherently an aspect of gaming that's adopted from an older gaming audience because they had to rent their games?
Yeah, well, you're forced within 3 to 7 day window periods to either multiple rentals to try and beat a game, or you're just like, well, now I'm going to try this other game because I played that one, it was fun, but I'm not going to pay another $5 to rent it. You crazy?
But no, that can't be it. That can't. No, it's not me. I'm not out of touch. It's
No, it's the children.
it's the children that are out of no, that is because these people are wanting more content. And I get it, it's like a price per value for them too, because games are super expensive.
Yeah. And rental's not a thing anymore, so you can't pay $5 to play a game for as much as you can in 7 days. So
sometimes I'm dumb as hell. Guys, this is the part of the episode where we've completely lost the plot because we've tangented so far that we are lost in the woods again. One moment, and we'll have you back with your regularly scheduled program. So, I do hope this video gets in front of people because I want people who do not agree with me to leave comments. Talk to me. Don't attack me. I mean, unless you just really feel like you need to, but like, bro, I just want to talk. Really. But I just don't understand paying money, like $80 for a game, just tearing through it, specifically like games as a service or games that have roadmaps that content's coming, but you just want it now and you've burned through everything as fast as you possibly can. Is that the fun part of the game for you, or do you honestly feel like you're enjoying the gameplay, there's just not enough of it? Is it a symptom of having too much free time? Do you people work? How do you afford video games? Teach me your ways. Guys, real quick, if you've made it this far into the video, I want to say thank you very much. Thank you very much for enjoying these. And
thank you for being a friend.
I guess if you didn't enjoy them, I mean, I've got no hate for you, obviously, but like much love to you people. And behind the scenes, Dark Frost and I don't know about Dark Frost, but I have been calling you guys the Dirty 30 because you 30 and now 33 subscribers mean a lot to us, and I want to say thank you, Dark Frost.
Namaste.
I don't know what that means.